I'm pleased to be joined with Leland Klassen, and you are part of the Date Night Comedy Tour that's coming to Winkler and Winnipeg February 3rd and February 4th. And, to help introduce you a little bit to the listeners, we want to kind of hear your backstory of like, how did you get into comedy in the first place and what you're most
Mm.
looking forward to? So, yeah, for you, kind of what did that journey look like?
Well, I actually didn't start doing comedy till after I got married, and then I had all this material. No, she didn't know what she was getting into when she married me because I was just working at a job and I had a degree in anthropology, and she was like, "Well, that's got to mean something," because she didn't know that it didn't. And I started just getting on stages, and I loved it,
Is
loved it. So I just kept doing it.
Yeah, is there maybe one moment from, like, your first show that you remember? Maybe it's a fond memory, maybe it's like, "Okay, I'm glad I've grown a little bit and, honed the craft a little bit more."
Yeah, my very, very first show. I'd been planning on doing it, and I told a friend that, and his parents called me. This Craig, Saskatchewan, because I was living in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan at the time, and they said, "Hey, we got this Christmas party. Our comedian canceled. We hear you're a comedian," and I was like, "Yes, I am." And I didn't know what I was getting into. I did an hour for that first. Now I'd been writing for a long time, and I was rehearsing it, but that's not how you get into comedy. But I was like, "Yeah, I guess I'll go do this hour," and I remember doing I was so nervous. I did absolutely everything and it was supposed to be around an hour. I look at my watch, 35 minutes. I guess I'd been rushing. I was like, "Oh no." So then I always just started, "Hey, so where are you from? What do you Craig? Oh, okay. What do you do?" I work at the co-op. It's a Craig Christmas party. But it was awful. Just an awful. I bombed so bad. And I was hooked. I was like, "Give me more of that. I want to bomb all the time like that. It's fun."
And then it's obviously just, keep hopefully an upward trajectory of just like, kinda honing it and
Yeah.
as
No,
you're
this will be
learning.
my second show when I get to Winkler. That'll be my second show ever. No, I'm kidding. I'm joking.
I was like, "Wow, so
What? This is
surprised."
terrible. No, Craig and then Winkler. No, yeah, I've been doing it for 28 years now, so I've been doing this forever, and yeah, I've learned a lot over the years, and it's still, it's good. It's good to get punched in the gut every once in a while because you grow from that, right? So
Mhm. And what is it, yeah, maybe, like, kind of about it that keeps you wanting to come back and keeps you wanting to grow and get better and just entertain people ultimately?
yeah, I mean, I really feel like it's it's what I'm supposed to do. I really feel like this is what God put me on this earth to do. So, and I just enjoy it. I get on a stage and I don't feel that pressure to be funny. We're all going to have a good time together is kind of more my attitude. And, they will enjoy it. They will, I demand it. No, but and it's every crowd is a little different and you get a lot more out of some crowds than you get out of others. But you can't really, one of the earliest things I was told by this other comedian I was working with in Saskatchewan, Desiree, he said to me, you can't want something from the crowd. The moment you want something, they'll sense that. And then they like, why would I give you something? You know what I mean? Like, so you can't like, oh, I've got to have this laughter. I've got to have this because that is very selfish. It's a service you're doing. It's a service industry. You're providing a service. So you need to have that attitude when you do it too. And it coincidentally it helps make it better when you do that way. So
Absolutely, and probably just makes it more natural too, right? And not being as
absolutely.
forced,
Yeah. Yeah,
which
absolutely.
obviously comedy, that's what you want. You want people to laugh, not because they're feeling awkward or forced to it or something like that. It's like, yeah, it just kind of flows and
It
you're probably talking about everyday things that people can relate to.
it's one of the biggest compliments I get is when people say I mean, I was sitting there laughing and I was like, "Oh, I didn't even it's just like we're hanging out somewhere." And I'm kinda like, "Yeah, that's kinda what I'm trying to do."
Hmm. And you said that
So,
you've been doing this for almost 30 years. You said 28 years. So is
yeah.
there kind of like maybe one moment that really stands out to you that it's like, okay, like looking back at your career as of now, that there's like a highlight for you?
Like one highlight, I can't. There's not one highlight. There's so many things along the way, so many little you always think there's going to be one big thing from this to overnight success, but there's always just so many little steps all along the way. So
What a
lots of little highlights like that. I've gotten listen, I've done arena tours where I got to be in front of an arena of people. I used to do Promise Keeper stuff, which was kind of fun. Those are arenas and bigger venues as well. I love touring on a tour bus. I've done some cruise ship work now too, just like Andy. And I started to do some film work and some things like that, which I enjoy. TV tapings are always, the big festivals, the Just for Laughs, the Halifax, the Winnipeg Comedy Festival. And those are fun to record those shows and stuff as well. So lots of things along the way. It's been fun.
And so looking forward, like you said, you're coming to Winkler and Winnipeg at the start of February for the DateNight Tour. And
Brandon. We're also in Brandon. Maybe you guys don't reach Brandon, but we're also going to Brandon. So tell your cousins in Brandon to go watch.
Or just go on a road trip to Brandon, right?
Yeah, it's 2 hours away, right? Yeah, do it.
Yeah, all good. So if somebody's not familiar with the DateNight Comedy Tour, can you maybe just what is it? Share what it is.
It's it's exactly what it says it is. It's a date night for couples to go out and they're going to laugh together and have a great time. And we're going to add a few surprises. I don't know if Andy told you guys much about this, but we're going to add a little couples therapy fun that we'll we'll get people to ask questions and we'll answer them live. And we're gonna play with it, have a little bit of fun. That the whole night is just about couples enjoying themselves and each other on a date night. And we bring the laughter and the fun, and hopefully they bring the laughter and the fun as well.
That'll make your job a little bit easier.
Yeah, exactly.
So what are you most looking forward to? Obviously, being up in front of people is probably going to be a highlight, but maybe just coming to Winkler and Winnipeg, is there something that you're looking forward to?
In Winnipeg? In February? Are you kidding me? I'll be looking forward to the indoors, hotel with a good heater. No, I'm teasing, but yeah, no, I love coming to the prairies. I'm a prairie guy myself. So I know I'll be what I do like, although I can't really do it with Andy as much because he's from Michigan, so he gets lake effect and knows a little bit about the cold too. But I love working with Americans when I do a cold prairie winter show. And this one guy, I brought him in. He flew into Winnipeg actually to meet me, and I told him, "Hey man, you better bring gloves. It's gonna be cold," because he was from Atlanta, Georgia. And he showed up at the airport and it was like 40 below weather. It was cold. And he had gardening gloves. I was like, what are you going to do? Some gardening while you're here? You're hoping to hit a greenhouse? What are those? He's like, these are my gloves. I was like, yeah, no, those are useless here.
Yeah, those aren't going to work at all. They're not doing anything.
But yeah, but no, I am looking forward to, I've worked with Andy one other time on a few shows. So I'm looking forward to working with him again too, and being able to hang with him a little bit. And yeah, just the whole month. It's a month long of touring across Canada. So I'm looking forward to bringing laughter across the country.
Yeah, it must be kind of cool. Yeah, just getting to go across the country, your home country. So it's kind of cool. Probably get to see that, get to meet so many different people. And if somebody's watching or listening to this right now and they're like, okay, I want to kind of stay up to date with you and what you're doing, your comedy, things like that, where's the best place for them to follow along?
I would just go to my website, and my website has the links to all my social media if they prefer that. So, but yeah, just search my name. There's not too many fake accounts on me, so you should be able to find me.
All right.
There's a couple fake accounts,
Yeah.
but there's not a lot, and you should be able to figure out. Yeah.
Maybe 10 minutes after weeding out things, then
you'll start to figure it out pretty soon. Yeah.
All right. Well, Leland, thanks for joining us. We're excited to hear about how the DateNight Comedy Tour goes, and just enjoy your time across the prairies.
Hey, thanks so much.